What's going on, all of you fantastic freelancers? My name is William, the host of your Anthem, and evidently the Season of Skulls has returned. Now, I say evidently because, well, it's been going on for about 2 weeks now, and for 2 whole weeks, there has not been anything from BioWare confirming Season of Skulls has returned, advertising it's returned, nothing really of the sort. Now granted, I know the BioWare team has their heads down, working on Anthem 2.0, and as we all know, the base game isn't really a priority anymore. As they said last year and at the beginning of this year, the current Anthem would be more or less going into maintenance mode, where sure, on the occasion seasonal events will return, but aside from that, no real new content. I would have just expected something to have been said, you know? But in today's video, we're going to be covering everything that has returned with Season of Skulls and what hasn't. But before we get into all of that, I wanted to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community that offers membership with meaning. With so much to explore, real projects to create, and the support of fellow creatives, Skillshare empowers you to accomplish real growth. And what better time to be learning new skills than right now? These classes are designed to fit the laxest or the busiest schedules so you can learn at your own pace. What could be better? I've personally been learning how to use Blender in my spare time with Remington Markham and mix that in with a little work with the Frosty Editor tool, and I've been able to import the Javelin of Dawn into Blender to make some pretty awesome stuff. The first 1,000 to click the link in the description below will get a free trial of Skillshare's premium membership so you can explore your creativity. Special thank you once again to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video, and without further ado, let's get into it. So as I mentioned before, the Season of Skulls has returned, and it comes equipped with the usual stuff, you know? The eerie green fog, the skulls on literally everything from the Ranger Javelin statues to the Cypher statues. Hell, there's even one on top of a Strider. It's pretty much copy and paste from last time around, and that I have no complaints about. Season of Skulls is easily my favorite seasonal event that ever came out for Anthem. Now granted, there were only 2, the Season of Skulls and Icetide, but still, it was my favorite, hands down. This time around, Season of Skulls comes equipped with all the usual free play activities, the Sentinel Bonfire where you have to help the Sentinels maintain that roaring fire in the center, basically an onslaught mode where you're just fighting waves upon waves of enemies, while taking down named targets to refuel the fire, and rescuing the Sentinels left and right, although you really don't need to rescue the Sentinels. They don't provide too much, and more or less it's just a waste of time. Also, I was running this on GM3, so, you know, if you're going at this solo, it's really no big deal at all. There is also the Arcanist research where you have to bring echoes over to the Shaper thingamajig, then do some matching patterns, and finally at the very end kill a very, very easy Lesser Titan. And then lastly is the Freelancer Pilgrimage, which I absolutely refuse to capture any footage of because I beat that event into the ground last time around, and I'm not kidding when I tell you, I've got the muscle memory to prove it. I could probably do that thing blindfolded, no problem whatsoever. There's also the Anomaly there, but it really isn't tailored for the seasonal event. You know, there's a spooky new location that you go into, but it's nothing really special. You don't go and do one of the 4 randomized boss encounters, which is really disappointing to be completely honest with you. Another really disappointing element of this time around with the Season of Skulls was, number 1, you can't do the Skulls treasure hunt. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, we did a video last year that I will link right here for you to go see what that was all about. It was really cool to go do this basically lore scavenger hunt, and you got 4 really cool helmets for your javelins. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't also mention that this seasonal event is missing the Indomitable Challenge, pretty much the only challenge worth doing with the Season of Skulls. It has instead been replaced with this challenge here, and it's a weekly challenge that has been repeating for 3 weeks now. It rewards you with 5 Guardian tokens and some crystals. To that I just say, you know, woohoo? By now you all know me and my stance on, you know, it's easier said than done. It's probably a lot easier said than done for them to flip back on that scavenger hunt where you go hunt down the skulls and you get the 4 helmets, and it's probably a lot easier said than done to flip on the Indomitable Challenge so you can go and get, you know, those gorgeous Indomitable armor sets. At the same time, it would have been nice for them to make a return. I know a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, who didn't complete the Season of Skulls challenge last year that were really looking forward to all year long, grinding it out and completing the challenge that they didn't do last year. And I have to admit, the armor was sweet. The whole Centurion look, you know, the thing that you see on my Ranger more times than not in this video, of course, but in my usual recordings, that's all gear from last year's Indomitable Challenge. Now granted, the Indomitable Challenge was a murderous challenge, and in my review of the Season of Skulls last year, it was one of the biggest things I ticked off that prevented it from having a really high, 8 out of 10 score. It was an insanely grindy challenge. Though something insanely grindy seems like it's kinda something Anthem needs right now, you know? Something to keep players coming back, or at least bumping up the player playtime averages. Though then again, I'm sure they're not really looking into that way too much. Because as we all know, they're focusing more on Anthem 2.0, which by all accounts seems like it's going to be a radically different game. But anyways, yeah, that's more or less it. The Season of Skulls has returned, all the free play challenges have come back, with the exception of the 4 weekly cool boss fights that you have to go do. The Indomitable Challenge isn't back, the Skulls Treasure Hunt is not back, and I don't know particularly about the Cataclysm. I didn't pop in and go do it, because, again, Season of Skulls was so grindy last year, and even going into the Cataclysm would probably give me some PTSD. But if you are a new player or a player who didn't get to play Season of Skulls last year, it is definitely worth dusting off your Javelin, booting Anthem back up, and going to go experience those free play events. Those events were some of the coolest events that the Anthem team had put together post-launch, and I really do think they're worth going to go play. But I will close off with, again, I just think it's really bizarre that BioWare didn't say anything about Season of Skulls. This isn't me slamming on BioWare, and this isn't me going, oh, BioWare, you screwed up. No, this is just more along the lines of, I'm kind of surprised. You know, they brought back the Grabbit ears a few months ago. They let us know. Season of Skulls gets turned back on, and we didn't get any official word. We don't even know when it's going away. At any rate, what do you all think about this? Are you glad the Season of Skulls has come back? Little disappointed that the Indomitable Challenge didn't come back with it? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, as I really do read through all of your comments. And I will reply, as always, if there's conversational potential and I have time. And if you enjoyed this video and want to stay up to date on all things about Anthem, be it the base game or Anthem 2.0, then please be sure to leave a like and subscribe, as it really does help me out and allows me to reach more freelancers just like you. I hope all of you fantastic freelancers have an absolutely phenomenal day as always, and I'm looking forward to seeing each and every last one of you in the next video very soon. And remember, freelancers, we are strong alone, but we are so much stronger together.